Hello and welcome once again to Metro Pro Wrestling here on Metro Sports.
What is this?
Chris, what the hell is this?
Yes, he's a piece of garbage, but usually they throw him out of the ring. What? Midnight Guthrie?
Well, who cares about Midnight Guthrie? What are these morons from the commission doing out here?
They're part of the committee now for Metro Pro Wrestling. It's not, they must have given him a couple of quarters to buy a new tie, so he probably has a new look out here. Midnight Guthrie doesn't look like he's going to his great-grandfather's funeral for the first time. And a good day to you, sir.
What are those idiots doing, Chris?
Sorry, Metro Pro Wrestling fans. If I've seen thrown off, it's because I am.
That's easy to do.
I have been forced by the commission to make announcements about upcoming Metro Pro Wrestling events.
It's your job.
This should be good.
First off, they want me to announce after what we've seen here, it's now going to be Miss Natural taking on Commissioner Girthy.
What?
That's not fair.
Yeah, Girthy will kick her butt.
And then they'd also like me to introduce a brand new segment here to Metro Pro Wrestling, Ring Rules.
What's that?
Ring rules.
It is Metro Pro Wrestling's first reality program.
Everybody's getting
Now,
into that.
It says here, the rules of Ring Rules are as this. Wrestlers will be confined together. Yes, they'll have to be living together through the duration of the competition. And of
course.
Wrestlers will be fired if they refuse to cooperate with the program.
Interesting.
So this is certainly a startling announcement. And at this time, I'm supposed to introduce the competitors that will be taking part in Ring Rules here in Metro Pro Wrestling.
Who's it going to be, Chris?
Can't wait to see who this is.
I have no idea who to expect here.
Who's coming up first?
Let's bring out competitor number one.
Yes! Hey, this guy knows all about reality shows, Dave. He made out with so many girls on Road Rules.
Well, I don't even know who else is in this house, Chris, but he's got to be the odds-on favorite. Like you say, he has the experience, but, that guy might stink out the rest of the roommates.
Homeless Brody. Dirty Jake Durden is in the house. And look at who's behind him, Dave.
I'm looking at who's behind him.
That's true.
Sensational Puerto Rican star Ricky Cruz.
Ricky Cruz also in Ring Rules. Is Lucy with him, I guess? I don't...
Wait, is she in the house?
Are you part of this competition?
Lucy's part of it as well?
Well, at this point, Chris, I'd like to volunteer to be the in-house reporter for Ring Rules.
Oh, only if it has something to do with Lucy,
Yes,
Dave.
now that she's in the house, I'm going to volunteer for that role.
No. I'm gonna embed you with Dirty Jake Durden because I think. Oh, welcome back, Ryan Drago.
Yes, nothing says reality TV like a guy who dances the Charleston, Chris.
Nothing says reality TV like a guy that looks like he was still in the 1920s, Dave. Look, he's shaking hands like he's some kind of good guy. Jimmy Rockwell's back.
I will say this, Chris, only those morons from the commission can put together a mismatched group of wrestlers like this to live in a house, and there's Tyler Cook as well.
Tyler Cook. All the ladies love him. I mean, Lucy Mendez is probably going to be obviously attracted to him and Dan Walsh and anybody but Ricky Cruz at this point, I think.
I think she's actually, if not with Ricky Cruz, definitely on his side, Chris.
They're friends, Dave. They're friends, I'm told. I think it's, you have no shot, but maybe other guys do. I don't know.
Look at this. Ryan Drago trying to shake hands with homeless Brody. He's lucky he didn't have a finger bitten off, Chris.
Why does Ryan Drago have to shake hands with everybody?
He's a gentleman and a scholar, Chris.
Manners and good things like that went out like 50 years ago. No one cares about this. Jimmy Rockwell, one half of the former tag team champions here in Metro Pro, the Heroes for Hire. He is back. Ricky Cruz, Ryan Drago in an island by himself since he has no friends.
Think Ryan Drago's ever even watched a television or knows what it is?
That's a good point, Dave. They still had Telegraph when he was over.
I just want to first, Dan Walsh, you're no stranger to reality TV. Been starring on MTV. What do you think of this situation before you?
I've been on many reality TV shows, and I've been with some of the craziest people in the world.
What is Ryan Drago doing? Dan Walsh is trying to get a serious statement out here.
He's just preparing in case he has to wrestle later, Chris.
What, some kind of neck roll?
And I can safely say that by far, this is the looniest group that I've ever been around.
That's saying a lot, Chris.
Homeless Brody, Ryan Drago, yeah. Those two alone.
Dan, I know you've been on 3 separate MTV reality programs, but one major announcement, you all want to listen to this. Ring Rules isn't starting in a few weeks. It's starting right now.
What?
This is something you've never dealt with in reality TV, Dan. We're going to determine the leader, the official leader of Ring Rules, by having a over-the-top rope battle royal right now here.
Lucy Mendez is in a battle royal right now with all these other guys.
So if we can
I can't say I like her chances, Chris.
Here comes the officials. Referee Todd Countryman and referee Michael Crace, also known as referee Wilkos.
And the crowd chanting for Lucy, Chris. Maybe she'll be able to ride that momentum.
We'll see if Lucy can continue to, I don't know, she's been in control of many men in her life, I think, Dave. I don't know if this is going to be one of those times.
I was going to say, Chris, she could be the leader in my house.
Yeah, I'm sure she could, Dave. Ryan Drago, how many times are you going to shake everybody's hands, you loser?
He's a good sport, Chris.
Makes me sick.
Here we go.
Come on.
All right, the rules are simple. Over the top rope, your feet have to touch the floor, Chris, and the last one standing apparently is going to run this Ring Rules household.
Dan Walsh knows how to work over the ladies. What?
Maybe doesn't. He's lost it, Chris.
No! Oh, head scissors takedown on Dan Walsh by Lucy.
Boy, this isn't like those MTV shows, is it, Chris?
One more time. Oh, Dan Walsh getting rid of her. She's on the apron, though. Misses the slap. Oh, and Lucy now eliminated.
What a jerk.
Finally, we don't have to worry about her being in control, Dave.
Finally, she was out here for like 20 seconds, you moron.
That's all she needed. Get out of here.
Ricky Cruz now getting some revenge for Lucy, though, in the corner.
And here comes Ryan Drago now working over Dan Walsh. In the other corner, Jimmy Rockwell, Tyler Cook getting beat up by homeless Brody, Jake Durden.
Oh, and as if that isn't enough, the abuse. How about the stench in that corner? I can smell it from over here.
Dave, that's your upper lip. That's not him. He took a shower down at the homeless shelter just a couple of hours ago.
Oh, they haven't had running water there in weeks, Chris. That's what I've been told. And look at this. It's Dan Walsh. Oh, poke to the eye. I always love that move.
Oh, yeah, sure, Dave. You like it when Ricky Cruz does it, but Ryan Drago now working over Dan. But look, Rockwell and Cook now working over homeless Brody.
Dan Walsh, him and homeless Brody, the team here, and they're really getting their butts kicked here early in the match, Chris.
Remember when Ryan Drago ate a bear, Dave?
Yes, after he beat him up with his bare hands.
Look at this. They're trying to get rid of Jake Durden.
Look at the center of the ring, though, Chris.
The airplane spin on Dan Walsh.
I don't think I've ever seen this lengthy of an airplane spin.
Did they even have airplanes when Ryan Drago was big?
Look at this. I think Dan Walsh is wobbly.
No, but look, Jake Durden's still in that apron, but Davey's back under it. He is safe for now.
Ah, there it goes.
Dan Walsh falls down thanks to the airplane spin by Ryan Drago, and Ricky Cruz now going after Walsh.
We can give Ryan Drago some credit. That move was incredible, Chris.
Dave, I didn't think he knew what a propeller was. I thought it was still carts,
No, little
wheels.
known fact, he was an assistant with the Wright brothers, Chris.
Yes, I did hear he had some stock in the Wright brothers. That's how he got to buy that belt he's wearing.
Yeah, that's how he affords that expensive mustache wax.
That's true. Some great mustache wax.
3 versus 1 here. Homeless Brody used to these sort of odds on the tough streets of Kansas City, Kansas, but
That's true.
certainly taking a beating here tonight. Oh,
Homeless Brody actually presiding somewhere over in St. Louis, and you need a lot of help in the streets over there, Dave. I always hold on to my wallet really tight when I'm in St. Louis.
I heard he's actually in East St. Louis. Those areas featured in National Lampoon's Vacations, Chris.
Yeah, they got some really high caliber people over there, Dave. They rank second, I believe. Well, I can't even say what they rank second in, Dave.
Arrogant fans.
Some kinds of diseases, but anyway, I don't want to go specific. Jimmy Rockwell's out.
Look at this. It looks like Homeless Brody and Danimal, even though they're getting double teamed at times, they're still alive, but Lucy and Rockwell already eliminated, Chris.
Here comes, come on, get it, Jake Durden, come on, hold on. Now Ryan Drago helping out Tyler Cook now. They get rid of Jake Durden, that is huge. But yes, thank goodness, saved by the ring bell table, Dave, thank goodness.
Durden able to stay off the ground, and that does not count as hitting the floor, obviously, so like you said, he's still alive.
Dan Walsh still hanging around. Ryan Drago and Ricky Cruz. This is very unfair to Walsh and Durden. 3-on-2.
Look at that mustache, Chris. Just incredible. And a huge chop as well.
The amount of money he spends on mustache wax, Dave, is unbelievable.
Look at this, going for a pile driver perhaps is Ryan Drago.
Look
No,
at
it's
this!
blocked.
Yes!
No!
Yes! He wouldn't know how to run a house anyway, Dave. They didn't even have houses when he was over.
The crowd here at Turner Rec Center is devastated, Chris.
Oh, look at that. Jake Durden throwing Tyler Cook, and I think he just broke his Adam's apple in that top rope, Dave.
Dirty Jake Durden, maybe smelling some of the concessions here, Chris. He's got a second wind.
And there's pretty sweet nachos over there tonight, Dave.
Heck yeah, have one every time there's a show, Chris.
I think Dan said he could give him some if he actually won this for him, so we'll see what happens. But it's a huge news event to look out for. Tyler Cook, though, is in deep trouble as Jake Durden comes over to start beating on him some more. And look, it's changed, Dave. The tide has changed. Ryan Drago's out, so now it's 2-on-2. Walsh and Durden in control.
Durden just tossing Tyler Cook across the ring like a sack of garbage.
That's what he is, so
Well,
good.
he is from Lawrence.
Good. Yes. Hate Lawrence, Kansas.
Look at these two teaming up on Cook. What are they going to do here, Chris? As Ricky Cruz is down and out at the moment.
Jake Durden working over Tyler Cook. Dan Walsh directing traffic. He's got the big man, the monster. Homeless Brody, and there he goes. Goodbye, Tyler Cook.
What a combo move, Chris. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Dan Walsh and Jake Durden working together, getting ready to Tyler Cook, so now it's 2-on-1 against Ricky Cruz.
Unfair for Ricky Cruz, wouldn't you say here, Chris?
No, not at all. This is totally fair.
What a hypocrite you are. And Cruz with a big
No!
clothesline. Homeless Brody hits the ground.
That is a huge elimination there, Dave. Jake Durden is out of there. I thought he had his hands down.
Watch your back, Cruz. Saw Dan Walsh.
Yes! Jake Durden holding on Ricky Cruz. Here comes Dan.
No!
Yes!
That's illegal interference, Cruz.
Yes! Not just for Jake Durden. Dan Walsh is the leader of Ring Rules.
Nobody needs to see this moron leading another reality TV household, Chris.
Dave, I can only imagine what he has in store for all his idiot roommates, besides Jake Durden, that is. I mean, this guy is great. He knows exactly what it's like to be on top of the reality world, as Ricky Cruz is really upset that Jake Durden and Dan Walsh double team to get him out of there.
Gonna have to have his eyes on Lucy, Chris. I'm sure the Dan will be putting all his best moves on her once they get inside that house.
Well, you know they work, Dave. He's a ladies' man in MTV. That's why they keep having him back. All the girls love him.
I think that's why he hangs around with Homeless Brody, Chris. He's like the opposite wingman. I mean, people see him and Brody and they just flock towards the Danimal.
That's true. That's a good point, Dave. But
That's
it
why I
doesn't.
hang out with you.
I know. I'm the opposite. I'm the other guy. I'm like the Dan Walsh in that
No,
equation.
no.
Look at this. Ricky Cruz. He can't. Poor loser. Taking that stupid kendo stick. What's he going to attack Dan Walsh and Durden?
Poor loser. Durden pulled him out. He'd already been eliminated, Chris.
Okay, but you know what, Bears? All's fair in wrestling world, Dave. You can't have a kendo stick and go in the ring and
Well,
start
you just
swatting
said
people.
all's fair. Let him take the stick in the ring, Chris.
He's done. He's out of the match.
Yeah, so was Durden, and then he eliminated Ricky Cruz. Let him take the kendo stick to that moron Dan Walsh.
Hey, we're talking about Dan Walsh here. He's the leader. He's the winner.
You heard it, folks. The leader of Ring Rules.
Yes!
The one you love most in Metro Pro. Walking reality himself, Dan Walsh.
I think I'm gonna be sick, Chris.
Now it's time for me to do what I do best on television
Lose at wrestling?
No!
and
Shut
give
up!
a confessional. Where's the camera?
A confessional?
Oh, it's just like MTV, Dave, where he gives us thoughts on everything. Yes!
We just got done with the battle royal to determine who was going to be the leader of Ring Rules. And, I wish I could say I was surprised that I won, but I'm really not. I have a big, tall, hairy insurance statement right over there that made sure it happened. But now that I am
Get out of his back, you
the leader
moron!
of Ring Rules, I guess it's kind of my job to make the show a little exciting. So I say for the other competitors in the show, I say we see what they're really about. So I say, Ryan Drago. You guys like Ryan Drago, right?
Yes!
No!
Everyone loves him!
Well, he thinks he's so cool. Well, if he's so cool, how about he has himself a little dance-off tonight with the Iceman right here?
Ryan Drago gonna have a dance-off with the Iceman soon. Great.
And as far as the two little bestest buddies, Tyler Cook and Jimmy Rockwell. Well, since they love each other so much, they're going to enjoy a little one-on-one time because they're going head-to-head tonight.
That's not fair at all, Chris.
Yes, I love it when best friends fight.
You're crying when Wyatt and Sterling
And
fight.
also tonight,
Don't bring up past
me
stuff.
and the dirtiest, most dangerous man in Metro Pro, Jake Durden,
It's a dirty, dangerous. I thought he was talking about
we're going
Medea,
to
Chris.
team up against
Dirty.
Ricky Cruz. And well, you know what, Ricky? I guess you're just going to have to find your own partner because nobody here likes. I mean you. I mean you. I mean you. I didn't mean that.
Nobody
that is not
likes
what I meant.
Ricky Cruz.
That is not what I meant.
He said he misspoke,
That is
Chris.
not quiet. Listen. Hey, I like Ricky. Maybe you can have Lucy Mendez be your partner since she did so damn well in the.
Maybe.
Either way, good luck, because tonight we put our staple on Ring Rules, and we will put our staple on Metro Pro. You ready, Jake?
Yes!
Let's make TV magic, suckers!
Yes! Dan Walsh, the leader of Ring Rules. This is, Dave, him winning this competition was about as obvious as John Cena beating The Rock at WrestleMania 29.
What a joke that is, Chris. And we should mention, though, a huge main event later on, a triple threat for the Kansas title. SBC versus Mark Sterling versus Mike Seidel. That's going to be a hell of a match.
Man, yeah, you gotta wonder, SBC and Mark Sterling, are they on the same page right now when they take on Mike Seidel, who has just recently defeated SBC for that Kansas title? We'll see who walks out with that Kansas championship when Metro Pro main event comes up later tonight.
The Turner Recreation Commission is a full-service recreation facility located in Kansas City, Kansas. Program offerings include youth and adult sports, boxing, karate, dance, tumbling, cheerleading, fine arts, childcare, youth and adult fitness classes, 50-plus program, a fitness center, year-round aquatic programs, birthday parties, rentals, and much, much more. For more information about TRC and their programs, please visit their website at turnerrec.org.
When I won back the Metro Pro heavyweight title, I went to Metro Pro officials and I asked. Actually, I didn't ask. I stated strongly my desire to be able to test myself, and defend the Metro Pro heavyweight title versus not only the best in Metro Pro, but the very best in the world of independent professional wrestling. Obviously, Metro Pro officials did not disappoint, given that the next stop on the Jeremy Wyatt versus the Indie World Tour is none other than Adam Pearce. See, Adam, you got the gift for gab. You can talk the talk, but more importantly, you can walk the walk. You've got a list of credentials a mile long. There's not a guy alive who wouldn't want things you've accomplished on their resume. You're widely considered, among the best in the world at what you do. Now, I believe that I'm among the best in the world at what I do, and not enough people know it yet. So you're right when you say that I need this match. You're damn right I need this match. I need this match like a guy in the desert, stranded in the desert, needs a sip of water. I need this. Now you think that you're getting on a plane and you're flying from San Diego to Kansas City. You think that you're coming after me. No, my friend. I'm coming after you. It's time the world knows who Jeremy Wyatt is. They're gonna learn who I am starting March 9th.
Welcome back to Metro Pro Wrestling here on Metro Sports. I'm Dave Borcher alongside Chris Goff. And Chris, you got that idiotic smile on your face. You love to see these two good friends face off against each other. Nobody else here is excited about it.
First of all, it's not an idiotic smile. It's a very sarcastic, swarmy smile because I hate the fact that Jimmy Rockwell, of course, used to be one of the Metro Pro Tag Team Champions along with Zach Thompson. They come out here with their little superhero clothes. Was he the Wolverine tonight, slapping hands with all the 5-year-olds? Makes me sick, Dave, really. So when he comes out here and he wants to come out here and shake hands with everybody, and then he has to take on a guy that does the same thing in Tyler Cook, I mean, it's just great. Who's going to have to beat each other in the face first to prove that they want to win it more? That's what you have to determine in this match tonight.
So who are you pulling for, Chris?
Good question, Dave. Is there a way that we can get a draw with them both hitting each other and both getting a loss in their record? I don't think so, but that's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for both of them to be counted out or whatever. We'll see what happens.
You are a jerk, Chris.
How am I a jerk, Dave? Here comes Tyler Cook. Again, with this fro coming out here and hearing what the fans say. Yeah, I can shake everybody's hands. They're always worried that his hair is in place. I mean, come on, Dave. You tell me that you don't want to see these two guys take on each other just so they can... who's going to step up? Who's going to backstab the other one first? I mean, this is the best part.
Well, hopefully none of them will, Chris.
Why? It's a match.
I hate to see two great sportsmen have to resort to backstabbing and cheating, debauchery.
Not me. Not me. That's what makes the world go round, Dave. I mean, you all stay at the same place unless one of them decides to take the step to the next level and decides who's going to move on and beat their friend, to use them as a stepping stone to try to get further in this business.
Guess we'll see how it plays out, Chris. Tyler Cook and Jimmy Rockwell, both fan favorites. I don't know if the crowd's going to know exactly how to respond during this match.
Well, Dave, that's why I haven't beaten you up before. I mean, my stature here at the company is so high that if I beat you up and stepped on you to go up, it'd be like a step down, really. So why do it?
That's a great point, Chris. Very profound.
It is.
Look at that wonderful handshake.
Oh, my goodness. What is this, Ring of Honor? Everybody shaking hands?
Ryan Drago's got a single tear running down his cheek in the locker room, Chris.
Why's that?
Because of the great sportsmanship we just saw.
Why didn't he run out here and start shaking everybody's hands? I mean, he likes to do that.
He did that last segment, Chris. He did that last segment.
Yeah, well, ran out of handshakes. I didn't know he could run out, Dave. Sorry. What's he doing back there? Cooking up another bear steak? I mean, that's the only time he's entertaining to me.
That guy's great, Chris. Have you seen his mustache? How many times do I have to ask you that question?
I've seen it. I have
eyes,
eyes,
If you could grow
Dave.
one, you might appreciate it.
I'm not Helen Keller. I can see his mustache, okay? And by the way, do Helen Keller jokes ever get old?
I have no comment about that, Chris. I'm going to comment on the match at hand, and here Rockwell in control of the center of the ring.
Like I said, who is going to take control and win this match? Because this is a match, of course, as we saw earlier in the show, Dan the Danimal, Walking Reality Walsh, who is now the leader of Ring Rules, thanks to him winning over the Battle Royal, has put these two against each other. And everybody in that house is in trouble if Dan Walsh is in charge of what's going to be happening.
Tyler Cook wrenching in that headlock here in the center of the ring. Now Rockwell working his way back up to his feet.
Dave, the sad part about this is, I mean, this is a great opportunity to just, knee somebody in the gut, maybe go for a low blow when the ref's not looking, but, you got two friends in there. It's like, it's going to do, like, fun stuff, little nicey-nice stuff, that nice little hip toss, arm drag, whatever.
It's actually some pretty intense moves and a double drop kick there, Chris.
Look at that, both of them going for the same idea, and they both know each other so well. That happens. Gives them a time to regroup here, Dave, but like I was saying, I mean, come on. You're Tyler Cook, either of them, pull each other's hair. They had too much hair, too much mane on them.
That's why I shaved my head, Chris. I was tired of the hair pulling.
It's a natural shave, Dave. The gods above decided, let's shape this guy permanently.
Tyler Cook now getting that hair almost pulled there on the side headlock. Now whipping Rockwell off the ropes and a big shoulder block.
Tyler Cook down now. Jimmy Rockwell going to the other side. Here we go. Leapfrog. Nice hip toss.
Tyler Cook maybe going to see some momentum. No, I spoke too soon there. And now Rockwell with a big drop kick.
Drop kick sends Tyler Cook to the ground. Dave, you know, this is really time where one of these guys needs to step up. I mean, they're both at a crossroads in their career here at Metro Pro Wrestling. Jimmy Rockwell, of course, we haven't seen him in a lot of singles action. He's been in the tag team division with Zach Thompson. Tyler Cook, former longtime Kansas champion, as he's whipped into the corner by Rockwell. Who's going to take that step up? Ooh, look at that, double knee.
And I guess you're right. I mean, both these guys kind of at that point in their career where each one is looking to reach a higher level, but like you said, these are both past champions, Chris. I mean, both have already had good runs here at Metro Pro Wrestling.
No, they're both fantastic professional wrestlers. The key is, though, who is going to be the guy that wants to step up and go for that Central States, go for that Metro Pro Championship next? I mean, these guys are both wanting to try to take that next step in their career, and maybe Dan Walsh did him a favor. Maybe he did both these guys a favor to see who's going to come on top, who's going to ascend that ladder.
I don't think Dan Walsh has ever done anyone a favor.
Well, it could have been unintentional. I don't think he was doing it on purpose, nor should he have. And there's a big drop kick.
Remember, coming up next segment, triple threat for the Kansas title, SBC versus Mark Sterling versus Mike Seidel. Going to be a great main event coming up next segment.
Yeah, we'll see who walks out the Kansas champion. As we talked about that earlier, Tyler Cook used to have that. And you saw the inverted atomic drop and the pin there by Tyler Cook. 2-count kick out, but Tyler definitely with the upper hand here on Jimmy Rockwell. And like you said, Dave, fans don't know what to do because they both they all love both these guys.
How's this going to play out? It's been back and forth here in the early going. Rockwell over the top, big flag elbow by Cook.
Cook staying on top, going for the pin now. Here we go. Now just about a 1.5 there. And who is going, you talk about that Kansas Championship match coming up, Dave. Seidel, Rock and Roll Mike Seidel winning the title over SBC back in December. And now he is, basically this will be his second defense since becoming champion. We'll see if he can hold on to that as he takes on two of the Kansas City Killers. SBC and Mark Sterling, obviously friends.
Yeah, it's interesting, Chris. You mentioned it earlier. Will they be on the same page? We know that Wyatt and Sterling certainly were not, and Wyatt left the Killers. And we haven't seen much SBC and Mark Sterling together since that point. I assume it would be a 2 versus 1 situation.
Look at this sleeper move, Dave. You don't see the sleeper very often. Tyler Cook using that as a submission. Maybe to cut off that blood flow to his head. Maybe see if he can make him like drop his arm 3 times.
But look at this, Rockwell working his way back up to his feet almost. There he is.
Tyler Cook would just move that just a 1/2 inch, Dave. He can choke him out.
Oh, look at face first.
Yes, getting Tyler Cook off. Finally giving him a few seconds to recuperate there in the corner, but Tyler Cook now head bouncing off that top turnbuckle. Jimmy Rockwell up to his feet.
Huge drop kick by Rockwell. Now hip toss. Cook getting back up to his feet, but he's about to go back down again.
Scoop slam there by Rockwell. Tyler Cook is now on the other end of the momentum.
Rockwell maybe sets to the end here. Now look at Cook, able to stop it.
Off the ropes, look at that power slam by Cook. Here's a cover.
Leg is hooked.
Come on.
Almost a 3 count.
Thought Tyler was going to take that next step right there, Dave. Tyler Cook getting the 2 count on Rockwell, but still not enough to hold down his friend. And Dave, I saw these guys backstage before ring rolls even happened. Look at that kick to the gut by Rockwell. Thrust kick on the top rope now.
Oh, what a move.
Double knee to the chest. Knocks the air out of Tyler. Oh, 2.5 there.
Rockwell can't believe it. He thought it was over.
I saw these two in the back, Dave, before. Jimmy Rockwell and Tyler Cook. They're playing games with each other. They're friends. I mean, this is a weird situation for these two to be in, obviously, but
actually, it's not weird to have friends, Chris. I know you're saying that because no one likes you, but it's actually normal to have friends.
That's real funny, Dave. No, you know, I'm talking about wrestling in a wrestling ring, okay? You're sort of a friend. I don't do that with you.
We're not friends at all, Chris. Is Tyler Cook now going out? Perhaps a superplex here?
Possibly. We'll see if he can pull it off with Rockwell sitting on that top turnbuckle. Tyler Cook, I know, thought he was going to fall there with that shot from Rockwell, but they're just exchanging blows.
Well, and Rockwell almost toppled over backwards onto the hardwood floor here at Turner Rec Center.
That would hurt.
Look at this, Chris.
Superplex. Now look at Rockwell holding onto that rope. Oh, big shot to the face. Tyler Cook is down.
Oh. What's Rockwell going to try to pull off here, Chris? He's going all the way up, and Cook's off the rope.
Slips off and totally wrecks himself on that top turnbuckle, Dave. Now this is interesting. If I could read those tattoos on his back, maybe they give us some indication of how he's feeling.
I think it said I got shot in the pills. I think that's what it says in Chinese, Chris.
That's weird. Thought that was Japanese.
Yeah, either way.
Either way, I'm as proficient one as I am the other. Tyler Cook, he doesn't know what's going on. He feels bad, obviously. His friend just having a good competitive match here and injures himself by accident.
Cook doing the right thing, though, Chris, giving him a breather.
What? Yes! Tyler Cook, finally, have you seen the light?
No, I can't believe it. Tyler Cook,
Yes!
a cheap shot, Chris, to get
you
the
know what?
win.
He just took a step up, Dave. Congratulations to Tyler Cook. You know, this is interesting. It's the same thing that happened to him. SBC, his quote-unquote friend back then, he thought, hit him with the chair, beat him for the Kansas title, and now Tyler Cook has decided maybe that's not such a bad idea.
I've said it before, Chris, and I'll say it again. You can't ever trust a Jayhawk. Tyler Cook just proved that point.
You put that on a shirt, Dave. As long as you don't sell it in Lawrence, you'll be fine. But Tyler Cook, look, hey, no offense, just business. I've been there before, Dave. You know how many people I've backstabbed in my life? But you know what? I always just keep ascending up in life, and that's going to happen to Tyler Cook as well.
Come on, Tyler Cook, don't do this now.
It's trash day. Right by the other trash there in the front row. He's now with his kind, Dave, and Tyler Cook is going to walk back to the back, riding a wave of momentum. Obviously, the girls here love him. You hear the Roller Warriors in the crowd. Know the other females here going nuts. This guy is a lady killer, and he's just going on his way up here at Metro Pro, Dave.
Well, most of the fans can't believe the terrible actions we've seen from Tyler Cook. Thought he was a man of principle, Chris.
Well, maybe they're thinking Jimmy Rockwell shouldn't fall off the top rope and rack himself. Maybe that would probably be a good way of winning that match.
Can't believe it. Attitude change we're seeing from this guy, Chris.
Tyler Cook, man, he is definitely moving up in the world of Metro Pro. Coming up, triple threat for the Kansas title.
There's nothing better than this.
Join Metro Pro Wrestling 24/7 on social media. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/MetroProKC. On Twitter, you can follow us at KCMetroPro. Our YouTube page is located at youtube.com/KCMetroPro. And finally, our company website with all of our live event dates over at MetroWrestling.com.
Midnight Guthrie here with Tyler Cook, and I can't believe what I've seen out of you as part of Ring Rules, forced into a match with what I thought was your friend, Jimmy Rockwell. You sneak attacked a man. What was that all about, Tyler Cook?
Friendship doesn't mean anything when it comes to business. Ring Rules? You want a new reality TV show? Well, I'm your hot star. I'm using this to springboard to the top. I bet you fans never expected it, but you should have. For the last few here in Metro Pro, I've tried to appease you. I've tried to win you over, tried to woo your support. Where has that gotten me? Nowhere but on a fast track to nowhere. So from now on, I don't wrestle for you, I wrestle for me.
Well, certainly already Ring Rules bringing out new personalities out of the athletes of Metro Pro Wrestling.
Welcome back, main event time here on Metro Pro Wrestling. But Chris, I still can't get over this change in Tyler Cook. I thought I knew this guy.
You ready? You finally ready for this broadcast? You ran to the bathroom, finally got back for this?
Shut up, Chris.
Hey, you had to be out here for SBC's entrance. Everybody loves him with his hockey pads and his awesome cape. I mean, this guy spends more on his attire, Dave, than you did your car. That's why you can't even drive through this crappy snow we had this week.
I love my Subaru, Chris.
Look, get him by American. I got a nice Ford truck out there.
That's why you're broken down on the side of the highway the other day.
No,
that, Chris.
no.
SBC, I've heard this guy's winning intramural titles here in the Kansas City area week after week, Chris.
Intramural titles?
Hey,
What are you
he's
talking
not a
about?
professional, but he's winning all these YMCA basketball tournaments, hockey tournaments and stuff. This guy's a superstar athlete, Chris. I don't like him, but
He's a professional wrestler, Dave. I mean, he was the Kansas champion until Mike Liddell had to cheat.
always living in the past, aren't you, Chris?
No, is that what it is? Well, he's a great athlete. You're absolutely right. It's the first time I've ever agreed with you on this show. But SBC trying to come out here and win back his coveted Kansas championship, taking on Mark Sterling and Mike Seidel in a triple threat. First pin is who wins or retains that Kansas title. Here comes Mark Sterling, Dave. We've talked about this before. Mark Sterling hasn't said a word since he lost his Metro Pro Championship to Jeremy Wyatt in that best-of-3 series.
It's been a welcome change, hasn't it, Chris?
No, I love this guy. He's very prophetic. I mean, he screams. He's very good with diction. I love this guy.
He does scream, and he's usually very angry, but it's nice. He's almost got a somber mood, which normally I wouldn't like people to be upset, but in this case, I think sad's a little better than angry. I love it.
Well, he's obviously upset. He was the longest reigning Metro Pro champion in the history of the company. When he comes out here, hasn't said anything. Sort of looks like Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad now. But other than that, he's wanting to get some gold back, and I was told he wanted to get his Metro Pro Championship. He wants another shot at that, obviously. But they said no. The committee now has said that TJ Perkins is signed for the title shot. So they said you can get an opportunity to try to win some gold. So they put him in the triple threat for the Kansas title.
Not fair at all to the champ, Mike Seidel, but I haven't heard him complaining in the build-up for this match. But it really is going to be a 2-versus-1 type situation. Of course, both guys can't get a pin, so how can Sterling work together with SBC? I think it'll work for a while, but both those guys are going to want the title at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's the basic problem. When SBC was okay with Mark Sterling being involved in this match, I was wondering the same thing. I mean, in this situation, Mark Sterling is not very happy, SBC. Even if you guys are still allies to a point, Mark Sterling wants some gold, and he is still upset about that Metro Pro title. So why do you want him in this match?
Rock and roll, Chris. I know you like smooth jazz, but you got to give Mike Seidel his respect.
Look at Mike Seidel. Oh, nice. Throwaway pants like that, Dave, just like in college when you used to do that.
I do it every night before bed, Chris.
Did that at the frat houses to make some extra cash on the side. Mike Seidel out here doing it, getting ready for this title match. See if he can retain this day.
It's actually the sorority houses, Chris. They paid me to go away.
Yeah, those were the Omega Moos. I remember that sorority house there. You don't want to see those girls. They were rough looking. Anyway, look, the Kansas title's on the line. Mike Seidel doing some yoga moves in the corner. He might be a little, Dave, I think he might be a tad too laid back to keep this title. I mean, he's doing yoga.
No, he's just focused, Chris. He's clearing his mind for the match.
He's probably a big meditator. I mean, come on.
What's going on here? It looks like there is going to be a bit of a team at first here, just like I suspected, Chris.
Did you see Sterling? He's not even talking to SBC, just pointing his directions. This guy has not talked to anybody. Look, kicking the legs of both these guys. Mike Seidel, we talked about it. His array of kicks are second to none.
Seidel trying to fight out both guys, but I don't think he can do that for very long, Chris.
Oh, Mark Sterling beating up Mike Seidel in the corner. SBC wants a shot too. Here we go.
The chest of Mike Seidel is going to be bright red here at the end of this match, Chris. It might already be that way.
Sounds like a bass drum in a rock and roll band. Maybe Mike Seidel likes that. I don't know.
He does like rock and roll, Chris, but I don't think he likes it when his chest sounds like that when he's getting pummeled.
I don't know. You never know. Some dudes might be into that. SBC with the English uppercut to Seidel in the corner. Look at still Sterling pantomiming directions, SBC.
Look at this, 2-versus-1. Seidel whipped off the ropes and ducks under the clothesline. Look at that, Chris.
Springboard double elbow on Sterling and SBC. That's what you're going to have to keep doing again, Dave. Look at this, back-to-back drop kicks. He's going to have to stay on top of him and be smarter than the other two because he is obviously outnumbered.
Just a 1 count there by referee Wilkos, but Sterling with a big knee to the gut of Seidel.
Mark Sterling not looking too happy, and the crowd just chanting him. They do not like him. They keep chanting his name over there, and he's staring him down. I don't want to make him mad if I'm them, but SBC, huge shoulder block.
Another in the corner. The champ's in some pain as Sterling works his way back into the mix now. Again, not talking, Chris. Kind of strange. It's an approach I wish you'd take from time to time here on the broadcast.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people agree with you on that too, Dave, but you know what? Guess what? I'm here to stay until this company folds. The owner said that I'm great, and I'm never leaving.
Well, the owner's a moron. I think everybody would agree on that.
He hired you. Pays you the big bucks.
Well, that's definitely not the case. Look at Sterling again working on his sign language communication, Chris.
Mark Sterling obviously upset, Dave. I mean, I tried to get some words with him backstage. He doesn't say anything.
He's always upset, Chris. Look at that move by Seidel.
Well, you know he's upset when he's not yelling, Dave. Look, ducking under SBC, big kick to the back of the head. And both of them down now on the wood floor.
Just to confirm, Sterling's upset when he's yelling and when he's not yelling, Chris.
That's true, Dave. Hey, he's not your little storybook, little, hey, I love everybody kind of guy.
Oh, my God!
Wishbone.
Mike Seidel might not be able to make babies now, Chris.
Oh, man. That hurt me, Dave. Mark Sterling beating on the throat, the chest there, and both of them back in there, and it is 2-on-1, Dave. So it's like you said, when it comes down to SBC and Sterling, how are they going to decide who's going to win the title when they get rid of Seidel, that is?
How's this going to play out? Certainly not good odds right now for Mike Seidel. 2 versus 1. Kansas City Killers. Sterling and SBC taking him to task.
Sterling wanted to one-up SBC there with the knee to the face. There's another one, scoop slam. Sterling giving some applause. Seidel trying to fight back.
Showing some heart, Chris, but nobody can do it against 2 great competitors like SBC and Sterling.
Look at this, Sterling just showing up SBC. Hey, whatever you can do, I can do better. Look, walking him around and throwing him. CrossFit.
Great display of strength by Mark Sterling, the world's angriest wrestler.
World's fittest wrestler, Dave. Fittest.
Hey, we might both be correct, Chris.
Saying he tapped out? He lost in a ladder match, you morons. I'm not talking about 3 matches ago. Here we go. SBC now behind him, pushing him off the ropes.
Wow.
Oh, driving that arm into the back.
Mike Seidel, Chris. Can he get somebody out here to help him out a little bit? Maybe a manager or something?
Here we go. And I love this tandem teamwork, Dave. I mean, it seems like the Kansas City Killers are what are left of them, basically SBC and Mark Sterling. They are definitely on the same page still. It's what I couldn't say with Jeremy Wyatt. As you can see, Dave, Jeremy Wyatt was the weak link of the 3. He didn't want to be friends with 2
Are you talking about the Metro Pro champion?
Yes.
The weak link is the champion of the company.
Is
that correct, Chris?
Yes, because he wasn't friends. He didn't want to be working as a team.
So wait,
Stop short there, Dave.
By the way, your comments just revealed your level of idiocy as an all-time high, Chris. But
Really?
I guess we need to move back to the match here. What a move by Seidel!
Head scissors takedown by Seidel. Big knee to the midsection from SBC.
Look at this double clothesline below the Matrix by Seidel. And look at that move, Chris.
Man, the Matrix move gets him every time, Dave. Ducks under it, and Seidel definitely showing his flexibility. Doing the kip up there, and both of them are still down.
Look, if I tried the Matrix move, Chris, I'm pretty sure I'd have to be hospitalized.
I think myself, I definitely know I would. Look at that, big clothesline to the back on SBC into that turnbuckle, and Seidel now, he's climbing the ropes. What's he gonna do?
From the middle turnbuckle. Oh, he got SBC and flipped him to the outside.
SBC goes to the outside. Sterling ready for the spear. Oh, he ducks that, and Sterling's out too.
What athleticism.
This is multiple times Mike Seidel's had both these guys to the outside. He's definitely continuing to outsmart both of them.
Rock and roll chance breaking up from the crowd here. Seidel all the way up to the top. Unbelievable.
Look at that moonsault to the outside on SBC and Sterling, and Mike Seidel is fired up. He's taken out both these guys who he's had problems with each of these guys in the past. And now, Dave, I think Mike Seidel might have the upper hand. I didn't think this was going to happen. Sterling and SBC better start thinking a little bit more. They need to beat this guy. They got the numbers.
Well, Tukey out there for Seidel. Thought he was about to retain the title, Chris.
Mike Seidel still staying on top of SBC as Mark Sterling is still on the outside, showing he's going to go to the top rope, Dave.
Rock and roll. Rock
Would you
and
shut
roll.
up? Yes, Mark Sterling. No! Stop him. Come on, get up, SBC.
Seidel trying to fight his way out, but that delay got SBC the opportunity.
Yes, throw him off the top. Yes. I love these guys. When they work together, nobody can stop the Killers.
You know this is supposed to be a handicap match for the title, Chris.
Here comes the unprettier, Dave. Yes. It's a finishing maneuver in most circles, but look. Seidel's so flexible, he's got his arm pinned behind him.
What a great move by the champ.
Look, now here's the cover, Dave. 2 count. Oh. Referee Wilkos, he should have counted a 3 right there.
Don't know if you can, Chris.
That's true. Every time I want him to count to 3, he never does.
SBC can't believe it. Now Sterling.
What is this?
What
No!
is this?
You guys need to work together.
Betrayal by Mark Sterling, and now Seidel with an opportunity.
Oh, look at this. Kicking off SBC off the ropes. Now what Seidel? Standing moonsault. Explosion moonsault, and he gets caught in the midsection with 2 knees.
Sterling had that move scouted, but I can't believe he just stabbed SBC in the back, Chris.
Dave, here we go. Spear. Yes. Rolls through. Huge spear on Mike Seidel, who's folded up like a Christmas package. Here we go. 3 count. No! You know what? Mark Sterling was a half-second away from becoming Kansas champion, and SBC pulls his leg.
Sterling can't believe it, but turnabout is fair play, Chris.
Sterling staring up with that death stare up to SBC. SBC thinking Sterling's going to help him win the Kansas title.
It's clear at this point, neither one of these guys are helping each other tonight.
Oh, look at this. SBC, come on, guys. Keep the Killers together.
I thought you loved it when
can.
best friends fought, Chris.
Come
Remember?
on, they're friends. Come on, shut up, Dave. What? Where's Mark Sterling going?
He's leaving a match, a title match, Chris. He has a chance to win gold tonight.
He's giving up his Kansas title? Look at this.
What a move by Seidel into a pin, and he's retained his championship.
Into the crucifix, into that pinfall, and Mike Seidel retains his Kansas title as SBC and Mark Sterling continue to fight. This is the problem with Wyatt and Sterling. Now these two have the same problem.
Mike Seidel wins the title, and maybe officially the end of the Kansas City Killers, Chris. We'll have to see what happens, but first Wyatt leaves, and now it looks like big problems between SBC and Mark Sterling.
Mike Seidel had the match with SBC. Mark Sterling added to the match. SBC thinking that was in his favor, but it ended up being not. Ended up being the reason he didn't win this match, the fact that Mark Sterling was in this match with him, and Mike Seidel has defeated SBC now twice for that Kansas title.
SBC can't believe it, but Mike Seidel has retained his Kansas championship.
What is going on between Sterling and SBC?
This has been a production of Metro Sports and Time Warner Cable, Kansas City.